Now what a day, glorious day that could be. And what a day that could be when my Jesus I shall see and look upon His face, the one who saved me by His grace. And when He Good share, Pastor. Get it right.
Oh, where's Sandra? Let's play one verse deal.
Right there.
Right.
Hey,
You're on the wrong side.
Jerry's playing lyrics. Come on.
Hey, Jerry, in your absence, these three right here have got the conspiracy thing going on. Yeah, I know it. Don't wear on that in, Jerry.
I would just stick together, that's all.
That's exactly right.
Jerry, I'm supposed to get taught, brother Kip.
No, not with them doing this. Anyway, do it.
Joy to see him today. Yeah, we see him coming. Let her go.
Don't let those kids you.
Brother Howard. Brother Howard. Oh, man.
Well, preacher, you can preach on that.
Whatever you want to do.
We had some good singing.
Yes, sir.
Lay your robe down.
Good singing,
Amen.
good spirit,
Amen, brother.
everything's free.
That's right.
Your God is here. You can feel it.
Yeah, your Bible, start with me, Genesis. Let's go to Genesis chapter number 26 this morning. We're going to do this, let's go do something else, but here it was. Genesis chapter number 26. Let's read a few of these verses right here. Start with verse number 1. The Bible said there was a famine in the land, besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went into Amalek, king of the Philistines, into Gerar. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt. Dwell in the land which I tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all countries. And I will perform an oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thee seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all the countries. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice, kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And the men of the place asked him of his wife, and he said, She's my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife, lest, he said he, the men of this place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Amalek, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. And Amalek called Isaac, said, Behold, of a surety she is our wife. And how sayest thou, she is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. And Amalek said, What is this that thou hast done unto us? One of the people mightily lightly have lined with her, with thy wife, and thou shouldest have brought guiltiness upon us. And Amalek charged all the people, saying, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in the land, and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. Thank you. You may be seated this morning. For what I'm going to get into, probably for just a minute or two, looking at this, what a blessing it is that we have some stories that we can look at. And I'm going to turn that down just a little bit right there. All right, so that we can go back over and glean from and learn from. You know, we come up to this story right here. We found out that Isaac is now a famine that started in the land. And Isaac's actually up in the middle part of Canaan land. He's actually there, and he said, Let's go, boys. There's hard times ahead. And he starts running back down toward Egypt. Egypt being down south from where he was and to the west. Now we find out that God himself spoke unto him and said, Isaac, don't go to Egypt. Stay here.
Right.
Because he had to put in remembrance of something that his father did. If you remember back over in Genesis chapter number 12, we read where Abraham, there's a famine in the land, and Abraham goes down into Egypt. And he gets down there and he tells Sarai, his wife, he says, Honey, I love you. But now, if they come after you and they ask now, I'm your brother, I'm not your husband. I don't want them to kill me, but listen, you just got to go along with it. And Sarai said this right here. She said, okay, I'll do whatever I need to do for my husband's sake. But the thing about it is that Abram had actually told a lie unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh says, Boy, what have you done to us? My goodness, Abram, that God of yours that's up there, he has brought all kind of plagues onto us. Listen, you're going to have to tell me what's happened. He said, well, this is really my wife. He said, why didn't you tell us this to begin with? Now we get down here a little bit further down the road. And we find out that Isaac has gotten into the same situation. He says, Lord, there's a famine in the land. I'm going down there where my father did, down there to Egypt. And he says, wait a second, son, not so fast. You stay where I tell you to stay. You don't go down to Egypt, stay out of Egypt. He says, now the two different words that he uses in this passage of Scripture. Number one, he uses the word dwell. He says, you dwell in the place I tell thee, which means this. You set up your homestead and you live and you set down roots in the place that I tell you. You sojourn in this place where he was right then. He said, just stay there temporarily. I'll let you do that temporarily, but you're going to dwell or you're going to set up home residence over yonder. I'm just surging. I'm just staying right here on this earth right now for just a little while. This is a temporary home living place. That's all earth is. It's nothing compared to heaven, to where I'll dwell forever and ever. What my Savior and Lord said, Jesus Christ. It's in heaven I'm wanting to go. It's heaven I'm going to dwell one day. It's there where I've got a mansion. Listen, my home, my bank can have my home. I still owe them a little bit on it anyway. But the fact of the matter is, when I get up there, God has done built me a place and got it all fixed up, and it's mine. He said, Kelly, that's yours, brother. That's where you're going to live the rest of the days. There I shall ever be with the Lord forever and ever and ever. Now I got to thinking just a little bit as we all singing all them songs. What a day that'll be when my Savior I shall see. Hallelujah, glory to God. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Isaac's going down here just to dwell for a little while in a foreign land. That's all that we're doing this morning. We're not here to just set down roots and put down seed. Listen, we're here just to stay a temporary. Pack up your bags, get ready to go. The trump's gonna sound, and we're heading home.
Amen.
What a day that'll be.
Come on. Amen.
57-year-old preacher. That ain't old.
Amen.
30 years ago, I thought that was old. Looking pretty young now.
Amen.
We never know what's going to happen. But we find out right here that where he tells upon him, and he's looking at this, and he's saying, Isaac, he said, look, son, you stay right here where it was. Now, this is kind of an interesting story, because here you got Isaac, who's got his bride, Rebekah, whom he loved. You know the story how they met, where he said, Abraham said, guys on out there, he said, go to my kindred. You go find him a good-looking woman. Now go find him one of my own. He said, don't you go to them heathens. You go down there where they're told her the right stuff. And she knows how to dress. And she knows how to act. She knows how to cook. She knows how to do it. You go down there to my kinfolk and you find me a wife for my son.
Amen.
And the servants went down there to find that. And here they are. They walk up down through there and he said, well, whatever well I come up to, if that woman to let my camels drink, that's her. That's going to be her. And here she comes, just out there to get a little water. She sees that servant up there. Lord have mercy. Can I help you, sir? She had generosity. That's taught at the home. That's not taught somewhere else. That's taught at the home. Generosity. Kindness. It's taught at the home. She said, man, can I give you camels some drink? She said, this is my... Yeah, I'm the candidate. I said, you're looking for the right... You got the right guy. Go on right down here to the road. My father's down there. I'll be along here shortly. Let me water your camels and let me take care of you. Listen, I'll take care of everything. Don't you worry about it. And they said, Lord, this is the girl right here for Isaac. He says, you want to stay? He said, he begged her. Father begged her. Stay for a little while. Stay for a little while. She said, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. God's all in this. I'm going to go. So she loads up on that camel. She comes walking on that camel riding back through there. Oh, Isaac's out there and he sees her far off. There's my bride. So Isaac started running to her. He said, that's her. Boom! Love at first sight. Isaac is a picture of Jesus Christ in that particular scenario. Rebekah is a picture of the church, or a shadow of the church. She's coming on down here in the camel. He's looking for her to come on. Listen, church, you might miss what I just said. She's coming that way, but he's standing there looking, searching for his bride. That's what Jesus is doing nowadays. He's sitting up there waiting with his eyes opened up looking. He's looking saying, where's she at, Lord? Where's she at? And God's going to tell him one day, go get her, son. And he's going to take off a foot. And here we go, brother. We're going to meet up. Love at first sight.
Come on.
Now, let me get down here just a little bit further. This ain't even where I want to get into right now. Lord, it's a good thing y'all fix lunch. That's all I got to say.
That's right, brother.
I ain't as tired as you think I am, sis. I'm pretty good. All right, here we go. He says, Isaac, you said, verse number 6, you dwell in gear. He said, but if the men ask the places of your wife, he said, tell them she's my sister. Now, think about this. You got to understand the raising that Isaac had.
Amen.
Who was his father? Abraham. After God got a hold of him, he put some ham on that thing. That's how he did that. You had Abraham. He turned into Abraham.
Amen.
God put it all over. It's a pork thing. Y'all can eat all you want to. Bacon is good.
Hey.
Get you a little ham, it'll be all right. Worked out good for Abraham, or Abram. same situation. Abraham defiled God, says, I'm going on down to Egypt, and went on down to Egypt. He wasn't supposed to go to Egypt. He just went on down there.
Amen.
Now you got Isaac, his son, who's heard the stories and knows what's going to happen. And he said, okay, Lord, you tell me not to go to Egypt. I ain't going to be like my daddy. He said, but you know what? I'll stay right here. Now Abraham comes up and he says, you know what? This is you just tell them you're my sister. Think about Sarah at this particular time. Well on up in age right here. Good looking woman, I'm telling you. He said, now if them Egyptians look at you, they're going to like you because you're fair to look at. Hallelujah, glory to God. You live right. You try to do your best you can. I believe God will take care of you and make you pretty even in the older age.
Yeah, amen.
Problem nowadays is most people live like the devil and hell and everything else. And that's why they look so rough when they get old.
Amen.
But the fact of the matter is, he says, you just tell them, oh, you just tell them you're my sister. And then we know the story right here, what happened in Genesis chapter number 12. And Abraham said, no, they found out about it, and they had all them plagues and all this other stuff happen. Now we get to the point right here. Isaac probably was sitting around one day, probably hunting or doing something.
Amen.
Maybe checking on the cows and maybe checking on something out in the field or out there in the pasture, hanging around the barn or something. And he probably said, so let me tell you this story. There was a great famine in the land one day. I went down to Egypt. I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have. God punished me for that. I should have stayed where I was at. God punished me. He said, God, you know what I did? He said, I told him, I said, told your mom, I said, now, if anybody asks you, tell her you're my brother. I'm your sister. You're my sister. He said, I went against your mom. Isaac somehow or another got that in the back of his head. Now the same thing is reoccurring again. Now, you would think Isaac would have got to the point to where he said, I'm about to get to my point here. Isaac had gotten to the point where he looked at him and said, Lord, I remember what Dad, I remember what you said about going down to Egypt, and I ain't going down to Egypt. I don't want to listen to God. I don't want all the plagues and all that stuff happening down there. Lord, I'm still in the country. I'm just kind of way down here in the bottom part of it. I'm not really going out into Egypt. I'm going to stay here. Egypt is part of the type of the world. That's why God didn't want Isaac to go on down to Egypt. He didn't want him to go to the world to find comfort for famine. Listen, our problems nowadays is we get to running scarily and we just get out there in the world when something in our life transpires and we don't really realize that if we'll just wait on God Almighty, He will take care of us.
Amen. Amen.
Isaac walks down through there. He says, King, that's my sister over there. He said, really? Oh, okay. Now, I love my wife. I believe I'm good biblically taught. I would give my life for my wife. I would do that, Brother Robert, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know if she'd do it for me. I think she'd rather have the insurance money. I would. Biblically, we are supposed to, husband, love your wife. How? As Christ loved the church.
Amen.
And gave His life, what?
Amen.
For her.
Amen.
Biblically, that's how we're supposed to be.
That's right.
Sorry rascals nowadays don't love their wife that much. And this is a picture right here of Isaac saying, no, I don't want to die for that. I love her, but I don't want to die for her. Now, we read on down through there just a little bit further, and we find out that Abimelech looks out there, and he sees Isaac sporting with Rebekah. Sporting. He's flirting with her. He's talking to her like a husband's talking to a wife. He's kind of, honey, you look good, you're pretty, you do, and you Google, they're making them Google eyes. Rebecca probably had them false eyelashes on, and they're probably up there flipping like this right here, and she had them lipsticks all, had the lips all painted up, and wore a paint put on like a tribal Indian buddy. I'm telling you, she probably looked good, and old Isaac got his little heart a pumping. He gets over here and says, honey, I know we're supposed to be brothers and sisters, but boy, I love you. And I'm going to get over there and they get smooching a little bit, and they're acting like a husband and wife, and old Emily looks down there and says, aha! I see ya. Now, let's get to the point of all this matter. You can't hide nothing. God will uncover anything that's happening in your life. You may lie about it. You may try to deceive people, but God will show it openly somehow, someday. Now, think about this. Isaac is a holy man. Isaac is in the lineage. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God made a pact. He walked with Abraham. He walked with Isaac. And now he says, I'm a godly man. Now, understand this. Amalek is a heathen king. He is somebody that is a heathen king. What does that mean? That means that would be like you and I are saved and we're in the church house. And we go down here to the beer joint or some honky tonk, and somebody out there gets on to us, sees one of our faults, and starts correcting us. And starts telling them, yeah, I seen you do this right here. You're lying. Listen, you know what that does? His testimony was ruined that day because he lied to them people, trying to cover up his own life. And he said, no, wait a second, boys. He could have run away. He could have said, I'm getting out of this place. But Isaac went to the king and said, yes, sir. Amen. That is my wife.
That's right. Amen.
He said, why'd you say that? He said, because I died. You killed me. You tried to kill me. All right, so now we're getting up to this point. This thing all started out with a look. Isaac, I ain't even got into my message. Isaac's looking for Rebecca. Now we're getting out here, and the king looks and sees what's going on with Isaac and Rebecca. You understand where I'm getting at? A look. It all starts with a look. This story ends with a look. He looks at it and he said, I figured it out. Listen, what I got to thinking about on the way up here last night was, what are you looking for today? What are you looking for today? Churches, I'm telling you, our testimony really does matter in the world that we're living in. There are people out there looking for something to help them. They're straying in the wilderness, in the darkness, and this world is surrounding them. They're looking for you and I.
Amen.
Yes. Amen.
And our testimonies was at stake. Isaac looks around and says, Lord, he says, it was me, King. It was King. He said, boy, you should have told me that. He said, God, it can be all. I know what. Amalek probably heard the story about Egypt and Abraham too. Amalek, even being a heathen king, and I don't even think it's the same Amalek. I can get into that, kind of show you some stuff on that. Genealogically, looking at it. Amalek could have not been the same king as it was with Abraham. It's a title. It's a title of it. King of Kings over his earth. It's a title. That's just like I would say, like Pope John. Well, his name ain't Pope John, but he said, it's my title. I'm Pope, that kind of thing. It's a title for the heathens. Amalek looks out there and he sees him. How would that affect Amalek right there saying, boy, if he's a Christian, the woods are full of him. He lied to me. He hurt me. Hey, if he'd done something like that, God would have took it out on my people. But God used a heathen to straighten out a Christian. Why would he do that? I got thinking just a little bit. Because sometimes we got to realize that we got to humble ourselves. And that we ain't no better than they are. other than we have the blood of Jesus Christ applied to our hearts and our lives. And that's the only way that we're any different than what they are. Our testimonies. What are we going to look for? What are we looking for? What are we looking for? I honestly believe Isaac could have walked up to that king and says, I'm Isaac, it's Rebecca, this is my wife. I love her. If you're going to kill me, you're going to answer to God. Did you notice up there in the first verses? When he got down there, God says, you stay here, I will bless thee. I will take care of thee. You trust me, I will do it. I will take care of it. But he went on a little bit further and he says, oh Lord, he said, I know you take care of him, but I got to take care of myself.
Amen.
That's what Isaac did. Question this morning. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Titus says, look at Titus, it says that we are looking for the blessed hope. We are looking for our Redeemer. We're looking for that glorious day. What a day that will be.
Amen.
When my Jesus I shall see. When I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. And when he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. Oh, what a day! Glory, hallelujah! What a day! Glory, hallelujah! What a day that will be!
Amen.
Some people just look for today. Today. Some people look for tomorrow. Can I get your eyes focused to where we can look for heaven? Whatever. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see. What a blessing it is just to have that assurance. Blessed, holy assurance that our Lord and Savior has everything all fixed up. He said, I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go, I will come again and receive you into myself, that there I am, there you may be also. He said, prepare a place for you. He ain't up there with like golden hammers and, you know, golden cement trucks and all that kind of stuff. They ain't preparing that. Preparing. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like Mama used to prepare the bed for us. She'd go back there and she'd take the covers and she'd turn them back. I prepared your bed for you. He's made everything ready. He's setting it all in place. I prepare a place for you. He's got it already done. All we got to do is just look for that glorious day. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Amen.
If there's anything I look forward to, it ain't who won the ball game. It ain't what's Congress going to do about the government next week. I don't care about the government next week, next couple of weeks. Listen, they do what they want to. I'm going to just trust God and say, God, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. I'm encouraged. I want to encourage you this morning. Keep your eyes open. Look ahead. Look for that glorious day. Forever, forever, forever. Why are we worried about today? You know what today's got? Today. You know what tomorrow's got? Nobody knows. But over yonder, we've got it all figured out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, but there's a lot of it we do know. And you know what? What we do know, that's enough just to make me want to go. I love that old song. I want to go. Make me want to go. There's a song like that. I know how it feels. I know that song. I don't know how it feels. Amen. On the streets of gold, gates of pearl, walls of jasper. What a blessing. Listen, our life is short, and it's not but a vapor, according to the word. We're just a vapor in this whole world. But you know what? Over here on the other side, go ahead. This morning, you say, by the grace of God, you got something sharp. You got something to wake up every morning Lift up your hands and thank you, God, for fixing up heaven for you. You say by the grace of God, that's the best thing you're going to be looking for. You know, not your tax returns and all that kind of stuff. I'm not here. Listen, you ought to be thankful. You ought to be just waiting on Him. But if you're not saved, let me tell you what you're looking for. Hey, that's what it's coming to. You cannot escape it any other way other than submit your life unto Christ and acknowledge Him that He is Lord. Believe in thine heart, confess with thy mouth, and thou shalt be saved. No other way. You can't work your way into heaven. Ephesians 2:8 tells us that. How it works, we see in man's boast, it's a free gift of God. You know what? You can't work your way, you just have to accept it. And you say, preacher, we're probably all saved in here this morning. I hope you all are. Amen. But the fact still remains of this. Listen, why you want to do something like this? Because look, it encourages us to look up for another day and just look for His coming. Don't be sitting around gloom, despair, and agony on me. You don't have to. You can be happy. You can be just tickled to death just knowing that He's going to come back for us before too long. Listen, we don't have to worry about everything in this world. We just turn it over to Him and say, God, listen, Isaac right here, he's worried about losing his own life. And you know what? In the end, God still worked it out. And He straightened it out, and He said, look, you may have earned your testimony with this boy, but you stayed. And did you notice right there that he went ahead and stayed put? He didn't flee and run off. He could have very well said, boy, this is it. My testimony's right here. I'm going to leave in this joint. I'm going to give it up. You know what that is? That's that old church crowd right there who mess up, and they get the testimony hurt, and they say, our testimony's running over there. They know about me. I'm getting out of that place. And they leave instead of coming down, asking for forgiveness, asking God to restore them. Listen, Isaac probably thought to himself, God, restore me, restore unto me the joy of thy salvation. Oh, Isaac probably got down there like David did. And he said, Lord, just pour your love out on me. I messed up. I should have never told that lie. I should have never even pretended that Rebecca was my sister. God said, you stay put. They told him to stay put anyway. He told him, he said, stay right here. Just surging in this place. He said, that's what I'm going to do. Even though he messed up, he still obeyed God in the end. And he stayed put. This morning, we're going to stand all over the house. And I'm going to ask you this. Are you going to obey God? Isaac just simply says, I'm going away. I'm not going to put up with this. I'm just going to flee. But God told him to stay, and that's what he did. Are you going to listen to God this morning? Some of us may be in here this morning and we may have done something to hurt our testimony a little bit. Listen, none of us is perfect. There's none righteous, no, not one. But you know what? You don't give up. You don't give in. You keep pressing toward the mark of the high call. You just keep on pressing on, pressing on. You know what? Because tomorrow's just another day. We got our future to look forward to. Our testimony, even though we may have hurt something somewhere down the road, hurt somebody's feeling, done something like that, listen, you just keep staying. You just keep staying. You let God work that thing out. That's what God did. God worked it out. He'll do it for you. He done it for Isaac. He done it for Abraham. He'll do it for you. If you don't think so, try it. This morning, these altars are open. You need to come this morning, come down these altars, say, God, help me get a little restored. Help me out this morning. God, take care of you. He'll bless you. He'll help you. He'll do it this morning. That's what we sing.
390 at the bottom of the page. 390. My hope is in the Almighty place, that Jesus died and righteousness I dare not trust.
read that right there. His oath, His covenant, His blood supports me in overwhelming flood. When I dare not trust, yep. All around, my soul gives way. He then is all my hope and stay. All of it. He's our stay. He's our hope. He's our rock. He's something that we can anchor down to this morning. Let's sing that last verse, and then we'll close out for our blues.
He is always God, nothing's one, support me in overwhelming flood. When all around my soul gives way, He is all my hope and stay. All righteous, solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand.
Thank you. I think that is sufficient this morning. I appreciate everybody being here this morning. We got lunch. Birthdays, and we didn't have no birthdays, I don't think, did we? Any anniversaries, we didn't have no anniversaries. We didn't. But we're gonna eat anyway.